Another day of you as our president. Insecure, mean. You view everything as how to make you look good, is all I can suspect in your mind, and where your grade school mind dwells. Make you look legit and better than those Americans that may ask you any question. You also bash every president. You're always saying, oh, and I'm the only president that's done this, and the rest never did that. You have to put everyone down constantly. And even beat your own chest and try and say you're a superior genius, something to that effect. First of all, geniuses never go around bragging that they're geniuses. Secondly, you ain't no genius. It's very clear. You've got some kind of ego problem that you're so thin-skinned. It's like your whole presidency is a TV show where all you want to do is prove to everybody you're better. You don't realize us adults get it. It's like being around a 10-year-old that's really a bad kid, whose parents spoiled him rotten and told him he was the best of the best and gave him everything. And he lies constantly. He plays golf. He lies about winning. He lies about awards. You think we're not watching and hearing this every day? We're parents. We're also business people. We know the real deal. And we also know a con artist. Somebody that calls people rats. Somebody that has to put down the last person that had their job. If you worked any other job, 7-Eleven, any place, you'd never still be there. Any smart leader would have fired you by now. First given you a few talks and hoped that your adult self would go, you're right, and gotten a little embarrassed about some of the ways you treat people. That's not happening. And it's to the point that I'm going to sit here where I know what you're doing immediately in your mind, going, oh, she's ugly, she's old, like you're just attacking. And that first of all, the world looks at you and hears those things, and they don't respect you and think you're a strong man. They think poor America has a bully at the pulpit that is the most thin-skinned, frightened man, but can't admit it, and has to keep beating his chest and saying who his name is. His name has to be big. He has to have bottled water, fails. Have subdivisions, they fail. Casinos, they fail. Everything, because your attention span is so short, and in the end you'll go bankrupt so that you will make money. You think that's so smart, like saying, I'm not dumb enough to go to Vietnam and things like that. And you just love to be in the crowds, because that again is what you sop up like a sponge, because nothing fills you up enough or long enough. You have not demonstrated the consideration, the thoughtfulness of a president. You can't sit long enough without reaching out to play to a base that you use. You found out exactly what these people, many forgotten people that feel forgotten, what they want to hear. Even if you had to go to people that are racist, and maybe to go to people that are racist. Then you try to say, you think words are it, and that everyone's supposed to forget what they see. Like if the sky is blue and you say it's green, you're like, that's just because you're saying that, it's not true. And I see you do that. I just saw you do that on television with a newscaster. These journalists, they have to care about truth. It's their whole livelihood, their career. Most people aren't brought into this world by some rich ghetto landlord guy that, I don't know how you were raised, but it doesn't seem that you were taught the way I was, an Irish girl that always learned to give back and care about others. And remembered, we were once immigrants in need too. For some reason, you have to believe you're better than that. I suspect, way down, first of all, there is no better than that. And you try to claim you're also Christian. It doesn't matter. There's one God, lots of religions. And it's really about being a good person. That's what I would care about more. Not who you claim you're with. You just don't seem to have a conscience. Anyone that really does care about religion would see what you're doing. You even talked evangelists into believing that you're their man, and you like to believe, I saw you stare at the sky, that you're the chosen one. Get a grip. You got to know deep down, not even deep down. I don't know if there is a deep, actually. No one is chosen and celebrated with gold toilets and beating on their chest and saying, I'm a genius. Jesus Christ, for God's sakes. Gandhi, all these other wonderful prophets and saints were humble. And actions spoke louder than words. Instead, every day you change your word just to get another vote. It's clear you have no code of ethics. It's clear that you don't follow through or have thoughtful outlines of what you're going to do in the next 5 years. It's clear you don't rely on experts. You have to, the minute that they don't agree with you, decide that they're dumb, lazy. Every word actually that you call others is what most of us are starting to, not even starting, it represents who you must be afraid people think of you, because truly many of those thoughts, which I prefer not to call people or think people because it's hateful, insecure, and just wrong. It's more something a child with some real problems is doing. You don't stick to your guns either. Trying to you've watched more people die every year than we have in wars. And yet you focus on people like ISIS when it's mainly white men in America, not immigrants, not people of color. Those people are being shh, shh, shh. Come. Good girl. Are being their lives are being shaken to the core. You don't worry, your daughter doesn't worry, your sons don't worry. They've all been thrown the same world as you, and their kids sit in a golden dream world, I suppose. I wouldn't find that a dream world. I would find it a world of, I'd feel a bit guilty that I'm not out doing more for people. I would definitely, as a kid, I spoke up. I marched, I started my own business, did everything without a penny from my father, who was a doctor, and worked his way up. The Irish came in on the boats. We were all refugees way back when. So I relate to all that. And you would think you would, with the wives that you've had that have been immigrants and all the people that have worked for you. Many, from what I do understand, undocumented, because they are such great hard workers and you can depend on them. But yet, gosh, if I was in your position, I'd be working hard to make it easier for immigrants to become legal so they'll pay more taxes, and they do such great jobs. I wouldn't be making up lies, picking the small percent that's in every single city, whatever color someone is, and typically more with whites, to be honest, because the people of color and from other countries are much more afraid of getting it wrong. They don't want to go back to the hell where they might have come from. But instead of you speaking that truth, you sink below. And I just don't know how to help you. I'm telling you this truth. You might listen, but probably with you, you're going to go off about my hair, what's behind me, that my dog barked. You'll probably make up some lie. And I think that to talk about lying, you got a lot of penance to do here, man. You just got to admit it to yourself that there's just something screwed up going on with yourself. Like I would me, and I have at times when I do something stupid and I apologize. And that takes strength and insight. Because we're on this planet to grow, to learn, to have compassion, to help others, to reach back, not to beat our chests and constantly put down the last person that had our job. Anyway, I had to speak because every day, yeah, you must feel glad everyone thinks about you, but they don't think about you because of goodness. They think about you because they're afraid of what you're going to do next. And to know you're so impulsive and so narcissistic and egomaniac, man, you got to see a psychiatrist. You got to get rid of some of that pain. Because you are so impulsive, just like canceling your last trip. That's like a child. And you, because you grew up as a rich kid, probably had the power to do stuff like that. No one stopped you and said, wait a minute. You got to, it's too bad that happened, but you got to follow through. That's what I would say to my kids. You don't just get to erase everything because of who you think you are. We all put on 2 pants, 1 leg at a time. One pair of pants, 1 leg at a time. Anyway, I hope you see this. And I hope you really think about it. Because I have to believe we're all one. We're all children of the Creator, higher self, whatever anyone wants to name, doesn't matter. No religion's better than another. We're all children of that power. And we're here to help each other. So I'm putting this out there to help you, and I pray that you think. And instead of stir up trouble, lead. Lead those that have hate for others or that think they're superior because they're bloodlines. Anyone that thinks that is like you. They need to feel better. They have to put others down to make themselves feel better. You could be a true leader to help those people realize, no, you don't do that. Strength is in offering to others, to listening, to leading everyone, not putting down Democrats because you want your base. Your base should be America. If you were a true president, we'd feel it. We'd know it. You're not. You're somebody trying to work out something in life. And because you had money and power and I don't know what else, you hug up to the people you respect, which are mainly dictators. I mean, you got to admit it. If you think we're all wrong and losers and all the BS you call everyone, think what you want. We know the truth. And every time you say somebody's a liar or they're fake news, you're just squashing it down like a kid saying the dog ate it, the dog ate it, the dog ate it. It's not all fake news. We know it's real news when you say fake news. We know you're a man that is suffering, but you're making a lot of people suffer with you. Try and think about this. And if I were you, I'd just not even run again. Just try to enjoy your life. Try to make amends. Try to bring up your children, your young son, with love. Be there for them. Live in kindness and truth. You're better than you must think because you operate your life in such a thin-skinned, mean, I'm going to get them before they get me. Anybody would tell you that. A little kid could see it. You need some peace, and it would give us all peace if we didn't have to hear 12 Twitters by 5 o'clock. That's not leadership. That's not somebody that can put the whole vision in their mind. Somebody that keeps mentioning Obama and Bush and everybody and McCain's no hero. Clearly, you think you're no hero because you have to bash the true heroes. Don't even try that. We all loved McCain. We all appreciate and honor and respect people that at least give it a try. And that only brings people to remember immediately that 5 times you got out of going to war. Or immediately that you had to spout, you had the biggest group of people at your inauguration when it was clear you didn't. Smart people would never have even mentioned it for that reason. Anyway, that's all I have to say. And I'm going to put this out there and hope that people see it. Love is the answer. Even though you're going to go, that's another wacko weirdo, forget it. It's not. If you really care about what the world leaders talk about, the highest level like Jesus or Gandhi or anybody in any religious book, Dalai Lama, all these people, eventually, and I would bet in about 1,000 years, humans will look back and be shocked that humans put each other down or that killed each other and that there was a country that kept allowing guns and denying they had anything to do with it. It's like, yeah, you just get fat by thinking about it. It's your mental case, not because of what you ate. Baloney. It's a choice that people are making because it's there. There's no other country that has killing sprees like ours. It's a fact. We all know it. And I hate the other thing. You call us smart people or people that just are not voting for you elitists. We're not elite. And first of all, none of us would even think of having a gold toilet. I put that money into charity any day of the week. I could go on and on. I don't have to. I think deep inside you must know it. And if not, your daughter does. If my dad, man, I'd be flipping out. And I'd never stand by this. I would be getting my dad help. And I would be showing my children what the right thing to be is. And that's to help others. And not just sit there and talk about how great you are because your name. It's what you do, not what you're born into. I don't know if you'll ever quench your thirst for the answers because you go the opposite direction. I would just stop everything, do the opposite. When you feel like shouting and putting others down, do the opposite. Put them up above you. See how good that feels. Find the good in things, including yourself. And you won't have this huge need to always kick everyone's butt and think you're some big leader. Real businessmen and women aren't like this. They're often people you wouldn't even recognize on the street because they don't have that need. And if things don't change, I pray you don't win. What you've done to the spirit of America is terrible. I don't like that my friends' grandchildren are coming into this world with this chaotic mess where there's a president that actually tweets constantly because he knows if he goes through the right channels, people will tell him it's wrong. You do it because it's the one way you can kind of go around the loophole. It's so stupid. I would never do that. I'd want to be thoughtful and really think things through and bring the world together. Not through win-win. Even that attitude, that's an obnoxious attitude. You just want to win in the moment, each little sentence, rather than looking at the whole book. There's no real plan. We can all see it. One day you'll say this, one day you say that, depending on who you talk to, because you want to get their vote. It's frustrating. And it's frustrating that you have talked yourself into this is really a great way to lead the world. You want to go down in history. And man, you're going to go down in history. But it's not for the reasons you think. And you could at least spend these last couple of years trying to allow yourself to feel the truth and quit trying to micromanage everybody and lie. And maybe help your base see that too. Pitting groups against groups, Democrats against Republicans. I never heard Obama constantly going, it's those liars, the Republicans. Makes you look weak, really weak. And I'm sure your first thing will be to define who I am, spout out about me that I'm some jerk and everything. That's your problem, not mine. Read the 4 agreements, actually. That could help you. All right, that's it.